Oh, we're back. Hey there guys, it's Metro, and we are back with another episode of the No Gear Leveling Challenge, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to be doing the Barons again. I love the Barons. Too much, maybe. It's maybe spending too much time here on these characters, but we're going to do it all again. It's possible thanks to Party Sync, so that's what we're going to do. We got to make sure we get ourselves in position, and then we can start all over again. We're not... Reason that, you know, in the past this might not have been a good idea or an idea at all is because it used to scale you. But now, let's just prove that that's the case. Just in case. Yeah, okay, same thing. So you don't actually gain or lose stats anymore with Party Sync. It used to be in 7.3.5 and prior. It would scale you to like a templated version of yourself, basically. And I guess they got rid of that, so that's good. So we'll do it all again. We'll definitely do this quest. I'm going to be doing only select quests this time. And we'll see how it goes. Let's see though. First things first. One of these. One of these. Wait, did I not use it? And one of these. Alright. So it's been a while since I played this character, but I think I remember everything. Oh yeah, I have a CD as well. Forgot about this. Very powerful now. How long does this last for? Not that long, but long enough. We could probably get 2 mobs in every time. It's good to rotate though between that and whatever it's called, evasion, because we will have a good amount of CDR thanks to that talent that we got last episode. So pretty much it. I don't think we're getting much else. I do think we are getting... We're getting a decent talent there, if I remember correctly. Let's see. Dread Blades. I don't think we want that. Oh. Activating Adrenaline Rush causes your next roll of bonus to grant at least 2 minutes, and then your finishing move's 20% chance per combo point to grant 2% haste. Now that sounds like that would be good for this, because we are severely always lacking runic power, or whatever it's called. Energy. That's a big one for us. But yeah, anyway, my goal here is to finish entirely on beasts, or quests that come near to it. We might do some quests that aren't entirely beasts, but I need to get skinning up, so unfortunately this has kind of become a side project now, just finishing this. I have to get this character to max level for a few reasons. One of them is to get skinning. I want to have more things to skin BWL with so I can get the Blue Dragon scale set, which is part of a challenge I've been working on, you know, on another character's playthrough. But besides that, I want to have a rogue at max level so I can fly around the world and document all the treasures. That sounds stupid, but I feel like it would really help my own leveling exploits. There's been a lot of times I've been doing challenges and it's like, man, I mean, if you just see how many treasures I've gotten on this character alone, it's probably all you need to see, right? Like, I don't actually know how many I've gotten, but it has to be a lot. Has to be. There's been so many that I'm like, oh wow, a treasure. Like even just in this zone, we've seen some that I was like, oh my god, I didn't even know that existed. So we're gonna try to find good beast quest density. I know another great place, that's Winter Spring. I'm gonna do this today, we'll see how far we get. But we might just go to Winter Spring. And we might just do that for like 2 more days and then that'll be it, I think. I would imagine. If we do all of this today, we should be probably like around 43, or I mean 45 maybe. And then we can go to Winter Spring and do that, and then probably just 1 more of that, and that will be everything. Because between there's really good quests up north. It's like kill 1 million mobs basically. And if we did that twice, you know, that'd probably be all we need. But even if that wasn't all we need, we can just do the Yeti quests as well, which are another, basically kill like a ton of Yetis. And that's actually really good for skinning. This is pretty nuts though. It's like CDR is so high that I have like these CDs up pretty much every pack. It's kind of cool. The spec's really coming together for me. Feel like I almost need something to track cooldowns now because of that. We're only at 175 skinning. I don't think these are going to be green. I'm not sure exactly how that works though. We'll have to take a look. Oh. Well, that doesn't work that way. You can't use that ability in combat, or in stealth, I mean. I'd used it in stealth and it did not work. I'll tell you, I love classes with CDR though. Combat, or cooldown reduction, sorry. That's why, part of why I loved Infinite Truth, Ineffable Truth. One of my favorite things ever in the game, and really had a unfortunate circumstance go on with it. But either way, Holy Pally is naturally, they have a good amount of, like, one of their main things is CDR, right? Like, I'd say that's kind of like a main thing. You know, DK has a small amount of it with Red Thirst, but Outlaw Rogue seems to have a lot of it. Quite a lot. We got all these grays too. I've been thinking about hanging on to these grays. Actually, I've been thinking about wearing them. Not in this character though. We'll stick with how we have it, but I've been thinking about doing a grays only type thing. Like, you could wear gear. Also been thinking about doing... Oh, we've been talking about this a lot. That was on this playthrough that I've been talking about it, yeah. Finding gear that doesn't have stamina and seeing what the difference is in terms of, like, success. No defensive stats, that would be the thing. The thing is, I don't know how realistic that is, because a lot of pieces seem to have versatility on it now. But it would be interesting to play a character like that. Thinking about maybe like an arcane mage. Seeing how that goes. Only wearing gear that has no versatility or stamina on it, which would be a lot of whites, I bet, for a long time. So it would be mostly naked. But I'm sure there is some gear out there that has... I don't know though. I actually don't know. What does this even do? Energy regeneration by 60, maximum energy by 50, and attack speed by 20. That's useful. There you go. I know that does have both burst and stamina. I mean, I thought it said that was grayed out for a reason, but it was not. I fucked it up big time. I just can't get used to that. Oh yeah, I forgot about this PvP talent I have too. I need to use that. You can make up to 3 of them. And it's pretty useful. It's like even better than the normal one, but it's a really long CD. Alright, here, I just want to kill one more because I want to see. I'm not paying attention to whether or not the quality of the skin is not orange or what. I think it probably is. It's been bugged. I don't know exactly. I guess it's bugged, right? But you cannot actually get to max skinning if you don't use Chromie time. So if you're max level already, you know, you have to party sync into Chromie time. People keep saying there's no way to do it, but of course they just don't know. I keep fucking not looking at it, goddammit. Yeah, they just don't know that that's how it works, so shame on them. But yeah, I could understand the issue. Yeah, that's pretty wild though. My god. Okay, stop it. Okay, yeah, it's orange. It's orange. All right, good. All right, so that probably means we're all set then. Like by the time we catch up, we'll be way past it. Okay, so let's turn this quest in. Then we're gonna head on out. Head on out. I'm gonna do these Quillboar quests just because they're really expedient. But other than that, we're probably not gonna do any more. Actually, I don't even know. Maybe I won't get them. I assume I'll get them. But maybe I won't. Who knows? I think I will. Pretty sure they're here all the time, but you never know. Maybe I had to do like at least the initial Quillboar quest for it. If they're not here, that's fine. We'll just keep moving. There's plenty of kill quests in this zone that involve beasts. We got all kinds of raptor quests. We can go right to Ratchet and redo those. We have all these beast quests. We have the turtle quest near the ponds. This is a good place to be for skinning. Now that everything scales, a very good place to be. But these quests are just way too free experience not to do them. This one's here at least.
Strength and honor.
That's a really free quest, like super free quest. This is the Mancrick one, 30 Quillboars, very good. I love Mancrick.
Mogra.
Alright, so then we'll go do the other stuff. Razormane Pillagers and Tusks, we can literally complete that here for free basically with no danger. Although we're not really in that kind of concern anymore.
Farewell.
Yeah, this is literally like 15,000 experience for no effort. And we get a buff.
Glory to the Horde. Be safe.
Cool. It's a very good source of experience. And we'll probably try to kill Tortus this time. We didn't do it last time, so we could actually probably do it twice. I don't actually know how that works, but have it. Why am I out of range? What? Okay. If you say so. But anyway, we didn't actually do it last time, so I'd imagine I can actually do it twice. I don't actually know how that works, but last time we were here, we actually did need the defense of these guards, but it doesn't really feel like we do anymore. It just makes it go faster if they help. Especially because they'll be killing one mob while I'm killing the other. Ideally, they'll have threat, though. That's kind of the main thing. Stupid barricades, though, block me off. Just getting extra time in the zones with the zone's music, though, is such a treat. Could definitely level here. Thing is, like, if you just did this, probably this and Southern Barrens to completion twice, you'd probably be 10 to 50. I don't know though. I'm not actually sure how much experience you can get from some of these places. That mob's just kind of chilling there. Oh god, it's like a classic exploit. Holy fuck. Wow. Yeah, this is literally like a classic exploit. You ever see some of this bizarre shit in classic? In classic, there's like, there's no snapping, which is, you know, whatever, but there's like ropes that you could stand on and shit, like things that are elevated above the ground that will cause the mobs to have to run all the way back around a certain texture to get to you. It's pretty famous in ZG. There's this area in ZG that is so ridiculous, but it's like I can't believe it's still in the game, first of all. But second of all, I just thought it would be hilarious if one day they just randomly hotfixed in snapping. Because like on live, they do this kind of shit all the time. Like, just all of a sudden they hotfix something that's being abused. But in Classic, they don't seem to want to do that. I'm not necessarily sure why. I guess because they believe it's congruous with how it used to be, even though they've already made tons of changes to things that were definitely that way. Multi-boxing and their policy on such would be one of them. Of course, multi-boxing meaning supported, or lack of support for software that enables it, not necessarily just having 2 accounts. But either way, a lot of people do that in Classic, and before this, they even fucked it further. In Classic, I actually had bought a second account for the first time. I still have the account on my thing too. But anyway, yeah, I bought an account literally just to level a character that could help me boost my early levels. And what we did this heavily on private servers, so you may have seen this if you watched Ace Games TV from the old days, but yeah, there was spots where you could like mob tag basically. And it's ironic because, like, famously, Athene used mob tagging quite, maybe exploitatively, with his droves of fans to level very, very, very quickly to max level on launch of, I believe it was Cataclysm. But so, like, mob tagging is definitely something that works, has worked, and should work in the game, but it does not work in Classic. You cannot mob tag and get experience. You get a percentage of experience like you would in BFA, which I guess isn't necessarily surprising considering they just started with the BFA, or I guess the Legion client, and built it backwards. But they either intentionally omitted it, or it's like that by, well, they either accidentally omitted it, or it's like that by accident. Well, whatever, you know what I'm trying to say. But anyway, it's quite disappointing. Because I actually, at some point in Classic, I was like, oh good, I can do this again. I'll just get a second account and then I can level a bunch of characters. It's actually really fun. And I don't use any multi-botting software or nothing like that. Just tab between the characters. One character uses Frost Nova and the other one AoEs it down, and that is it. But yeah, in order to do that now, I had found a way that I could do it. Make it not necessarily exactly what I was doing, but make it a little bit easier. So what I did was, I needed to establish threat. I had a paladin level 60. I need to like establish full threat on these mobs, but not do any damage to do such. So basically spam greater blessings. That's how you do it. And then I had my second character kill them all. So basically it was like 15 mobs all attacking my main target. He was in no danger because, you know, whatever, geared or whatever, I don't know. And then, you know, I had all 15 of them just standing. So it was basically like a training dummy, killing training dummies for experience, you know? And it works out pretty good. It's just a fucking hassle. It's just not fun. So I just stopped doing it eventually. But yeah, I mean, presumably that would be the fastest way to level if you have 2 characters. I mean, even you don't even need 2 characters. You can even just, or you don't even need 2 accounts. You can even just get a friend to do that. Like a max level friend, just gather everything And any character with any type of AoE just kills them, even if it takes a while. You know what I mean? That's perfectly on the table here. Okay, so let's clear this shit out. This is actually kind of stupid to even be trying to kill this guy, but I kind of want to just see what happens. Considering I didn't do this before. There's this patrolling Pat here, I think is a big problem. Whatever, hunter mob. Yeah, we're just gonna have to wait here. We have to play it safe. I pulled this and then this guy came up behind me there. So we'll see what happens. We definitely don't want to use any CDs here though. We're gonna probably need them for the main guy. What happens to the wolf though? Is it just gonna... Oh, okay, despawns, good. Alright, good. We can probably kill this guy too. Maybe we should just stun it, or CC it, I mean. Actually, no, we're gonna CC the mob, yeah. Okay, once the Pat's over to about here, we'll pull it. That should be it in terms of danger. I always have blind still too, but... it's taking a while here. It'll come eventually, though. Right. See, the problem is respawns. A big concern, guys. Respawn's a big concern. Absolutely. Also, a big concern is not letting this character go AFK. See another converging. Wow, look at this. Okay, this is going to be more complicated than it looks. Just like quickly dispatch this mob. We don't need to use any CDs to do so. And this guy's still... I think I'll just wait. I don't actually have it up, but I would like to wait for Roll the Bones. No, why would I? I already have everything up that I want. We have blind too if we need it. That ability fucking hurts though. Quillbore Rush. We should probably go ahead and blind here, yeah. Even though I have my big buff up, we should just make sure play it safe, you know? Good, we'll stun that too, that's really nice. We Razor main must survive. Why? What's stopping? What's going on that I'm unaware of? Okay, cool. So that's the first time we did that quest. Let's see if that does... Oh, what the fuck? Wow, that's odd. It's because I killed the raptor, probably. Like, respawn, like... Wow, that's really weird. This one's good. No, it's not. This Geomancer aggro. That's strange. Okay. That's 2 or 3, I mean. Probably not a safe place to stay, though. Let's move on. Looks like there could be a rare over here. Looks like there can be a chest over here, so let's quickly see if there's a chest here. Pretty sure there could be a mob or loot as well over here. Let's see, this is the nice thing about Rogue is I can just stealth in and get a chest if I needed to. There's a mob. There's a loot here, but I worry that it's gonna be a problem. Let's find out. No. Lucky, honestly. And this one's definitely gonna be a problem, I feel like. Nope, good. Boom, 43. Easy. Basically cheating, I would say. This is really good experience per hour. Combat potency. Your offhand attacks have a 75% chance. Wow. Rank 2. Okay, this is getting pretty good. Alright, now we get to turn in all of these. And presumably we get to do the next leg too. Which is, again, just free experience. It's literally just ride to the Barrens, basically. Or ride to Crossroads.
What do you need?
Speak, friend.
Although I think it was from that person, so... maybe you have to finish the rest of the stuff.
Sug, go with
Maybe you have to have done the previous leg too. It's definitely possible.
Zug zug.
Zug zug. I agree. I concur. Yeah, I guess it's not available. Oh, there's an inn here? Wow. Jeez.
Loktar.
That's kind of cool.
Be safe.
Oh yeah, we're getting boxes.
What can I help you with?
What can I help you with? Not a thing, buddy. That was transmog, but kind of stuff I already had, so.
Thrall Hall. Strength. Thrall Hall.
Okay, well that's unfortunate. Yeah, anyway, we'd have to resync and do it again anyway, so not gonna happen. That's weird, I don't know. I guess you have definitely had to have done the previous quest too. And that quest isn't really gonna ever be on the table because it's just way too much work. Those thorns, that's just gonna suck because it's not even like a factor of kiting or anything. It's just straight up like you're gonna get your ass kicked because I don't have enough health to survive it. Really, there could be a chest here. Why would there be a chest here? See, this is the one that, these are the ones that I'm like, you sure about that? I need to like chart this all out. And the only way I'm going to do that is with the find treasure chest. I bet that's probably just mislabeled. It's probably meant to be right there or something. That doesn't make any sense why that would be right there. I love the zone. Love it. Keep that character from falling asleep though. Speaking of 8:30, go for a couple hours. Definitely I'm pretty tired. I played golf today, so always tired. Probably go for like 2 hours, maybe less.
What do you need? Go with honor.
Okay. What are these quests for?
I've been
Pools.
ancestors.
I mean, these are such good experience that I kind of just want to do it anyway. Like, only doing like a quarter of the zone isn't really something I want to do. But at the same time, my main goal is to get experience and skinning, not just experience. So we'll see how it goes. I know there's a bunch of quests that, like Ratchet and stuff too, that can help me out. Just ridiculous. Jesus Christ. Chill out. I can't even imagine. Like, this spec must be insane at high level, huh? How fast it is. The Roll of Bones is already... It's still up from the last pack. And my 45-second CD is already up. How nuts is that? That's how much CDR we have. Well, at least when we have that ability going, because that really massively increases our ability to generate combo points. Every time I hear this song, it's just... I just love it, honestly. It's just like a wave of euphoria washes over me, like back to my infancy, you know? Or just like back to a less stressful time, I guess, one way or the other. Because I don't actually think I ever heard this song when I was young, honestly. Maybe I did, but I don't know where I would have heard it. I honestly think the first time I probably ever heard it was BFA, or private servers before, and then BFA, modern days. Because I didn't start playing the game with sound on until, like I said, Really, it was mop, but I probably wouldn't have done anything in this zone to notice it, you know? So besides private servers, when I was kind of forced to play with sound on, because the game, I think I told the story, the game kept restarting. And the server kept crashing, and for some reason, the client-side saves weren't saving on the private server client I had. So I was literally like having to reset every setting every time. So I just got used to not doing it. And that meant having sound on, which I never did before. I always hated it. Not hated it, but I always just couldn't do it. Like, I have like I don't know what you'd call it, but I have problems with audio. Let's put it this way. If there's too many sounds, especially like if I'm also talking, then I can't really hear anything. Just kind of like some weird thing that goes on with me, but so I'd always just keep sounds off because I'm like, I need to be able to hear what my people, you know, people in Discord are saying. So definitely get like more procs though, huh? Look at that, 100% health. Kinda wild. If only it increased the uptime of the potion, we would be I cannot believe how fucking good this spec has gotten all of a sudden though. Are other specs gonna turn into this at 40? It feels like classic, honestly. Where like all of a sudden you're like, at 40 you're like, you're real class again. In classic it's like, your best spell is usually your last talent point. And you don't get that till 40, so usually like classes don't actually start feeling fun until 40, at least in my opinion. But some of them just never get any, like Paladin really doesn't. Paladin's 40-point talents are all useless, like unless you're holy. I mean prot too, I guess, but for leveling it's useless. The best one in the game is Fury Warrior's what's it called? I can't actually remember the name of the spell. Bloodthirst? But I don't even know what rogue has. Probably like Adrenaline Rush or something, right? I've literally never leveled a rogue. This is actually the first time I've ever even like made a rogue. I had a rogue that I used to do really low level BGs on, like level 19 BGs on and shit, like back in the day. Back when there was like a calling for that. And I only did that because there was this group, that like a twink group that I knew. And I played with them a lot. And probably like TBC and Wrath, I think, or maybe it was even before that. I can't remember when it was, but I played with them a lot. And then like a lot of them quit. So I was like, I moved the characters over to another group, like another guild. They were doing, I don't know, like they said that they were doing BGs or something like that. I was like, oh good, I'll do BGs on this character. The character was like pretty geared, you know, it's like well equipped for BGs. And they asked me, they're like, what's going on with that character? I was like, what do you mean? Like, I'm a twink. I stopped, I got a bunch of gear that would help me do battlegrounds. And they're like, are you kidding me? That's deplorable. I'm like, you said you do battlegrounds. And they're like, yeah, we do them for fun. I'm like, that's what I'm doing. What the fuck are you talking about? You do them for fun. Like, we don't care about winning or losing. I was like, yeah, neither do I really. I just like being as powerful as I can be because that's fun. And they like kicked me out of the guilds. All because of that conversation. I was like, I probably wasn't very friendly after that with them anyway, but anyway, they kicked me out of the guild, and I just remember looking at the character. I'm like, oh, okay, fuck this then. I just deleted the character, like just straight up deleted the character. It's like, if people are gonna act this way about this character, then I have no reason to have it. I didn't want to play a rogue, you know what I mean? It was literally just there for battlegrounds, and I didn't know how to feel about that. I remember thinking like, am I the asshole? You know, oh, I don't even have all those zippers. It just didn't make any sense to me. Like, why? Who cares? But now, like in modern day, I guess I can understand it a little bit better, because back then it was like, twinking was like, people who were genuinely trying to just have fun and level and play the game, coming up against people who were like basically, you know, maybe people looked at that as cheating. It's obviously not cheating, but wow, this guy's doing a lot of damage. But yeah, people might look at that as like, you know, not very fair, even though it is, but just tacked really quick. I don't know. So I just remember deleting that character. That was the only rogue I ever had. Got it to level 19 and never played it again. That was long time. I think it might have actually been classic now that I think about it. I probably started at late classic because that's when they added BG's Cross Realm. Actually, it might have even been before that. Because I remember... Yeah, I think it might have actually been before that now that I think about it. Because I remember them, the original group kind of talking about we have to get online at 9 o'clock on Wednesday or something like that. Because that's when another Twink group queues. Like, they wanted to fight good players, not just bad players all the time, you know? Like, it was a very amicable group. Like, I didn't feel like anybody in that group thought they were cheating or doing anything against the rules. I think that's what happened. So that happened, and then like months later I came back. Might have been TBC by that point. All those people had quit. I hadn't played that character in a long time because I was focusing on other stuff. And I came back and I was like, oh good, I'll play this character again. I'll find a new guild that wants to do that. And then when I did and that reaction happened, I'm like, oh, I guess the community's changed now. It's whatever, you know, I don't really care, but just remember thinking that was a very odd interaction. We have leech. Well, this is gonna go well. I need to make another pot thing. Damn. Shit's back up already. It's pretty wild. We gotta see how long this combat was, because it was definitely probably like 20 seconds. Still almost end up dying though. Still have trouble closing the door on some of these mobs. So let's see, the combat was 40 seconds. So this is a 45-second CD. I'd say it was probably up within 30 seconds, maybe less. Probably like 28 seconds, something like that. What's in this hut? See, there should be treasures in here, right? Why would there not be a treasure in here? There's even an NPC in here. What the hell's this guy doing? Oh, it's like Blizzard's fault. They like put boxes in front of the... Huh. It's interesting. I wonder if this was like this in Classic. It's probably not. They probably added this kind of stuff so if people come through the zone, they get ganked. Those two guys there. I think they were always there. This tower, I always love this concept though. This makes me want to play Warcraft 3 again. I've been battling. I'm gonna tell you this. I would probably be playing Warcraft 3 right now if I could solve this one problem. I love there's RTS is a genre that I enjoy a lot, and or at least used to, and it's not necessarily for like the reason most people would enjoy it. I made a map, actually. Me and Cop made a map, or he helped me test it. That's what happened. But it's like what I'm trying to create is like an invasion, like a map where like the whole map is filled with enemies and you gradually take over spots. Okay, I don't think there's any other game out there that does this. Okay, maybe there is. I cannot find one. I've talked to people a lot about this and I cannot seem to find the answer to this. So anyway, that's what I was trying to do with Warcraft 3. Okay, now it works all right. The problem is, first of all, like a really big Warcraft 3 map lags a lot if there's a lot of AI. Like if you have 24 enemy or 23 enemies and their AIs are all producing a lot of units and there's nothing for them to attack because they're all on the same team or whatever, you know, either way, regardless, it lags like crazy. So what I had to do was I had to downscale the actual enemies and make it more about like PvE, kind of like, you know, but it's PvE one way or the other, but kind of make it more about me versus just neutral creeps and just kind of colonization instead of actual like take over one group at a time kind of thing. Okay, so anyway, I did that and it works pretty well, but I wanted to make a lot of them. Okay, and the more I did it, the more I realized that like I just wanted more and more from this concept, and I never really got what I was looking for. What the fuck? What I was looking for, oh my god, really? What I was looking for was a scenario where like dominating the Navy, dominating like the ocean, and also you know, the land could be really good. Like that's, you know, what you might want to do. You might want to like, I think like the whole concept works best when, oh, where the hell did this guy come from? Like the invasion sort would be like, you'd come in from the sea and take over like a little plot of land. Kind of like, you know, I guess like the colonization of the Americas is kind of what I'm aiming for, right? And I can't find any contemporary game that has that feature, basically. There's like actually a game by Sid Meier's called Colonization, but it's just not. It's not what I'm looking for, first of all, and it's way too old. But anyway, yeah, basically like Warcraft 3 does exactly what I want with the combat, but not with the rest of the stuff. So then comes another game called 0 AD, or Age of Empires 3 or 2, whatever. They remade Age of Empires 2, so I bought this as well. I was trying to make maps that were similar to this in those games. It works way better in those games for these reasons. One, because actual Navy like is a thing. Like, you know what I mean? In Warcraft 3, it's not. It's the AI is never going to use the Navy, so not unless you make it, which I don't know how to make an AI in Warcraft 3. So, but anyway, well, so that game works way better, and also it features more resources, which I love. I love the way extra resources are featured in that game because it's just so much more fun to have, you know, all these different resources and have boats and fish and all this stuff. You know what I mean? I just love this concept. It's in both 0 AD and Age of Empires 2. Both are great games. 0 AD is just, I think, the better game because it's like built for modding. The thing about Age of Empires 2 is it's like really fucking annoying to mod. Like it's very limited. I feel like it's a lot harder to do than 0 AD is. So 0 AD, you could literally edit every single file in the game. It's basically built from the ground up for modding. Like it's an open source game, free open source game, which, you know, whatever, it's cool. But so anyway, it's a great concept. I could do it. The problem is making maps in general in both games are way harder because those games are more about like making kind of not scenarios, let's put it that way. Warcraft 3's like map thing is more about like, let's make a campaign, you know what I mean? Like let's make something that's going to be like kind of repeatable and more maybe story driven even. I don't really know exactly how you describe it, but you know, I think you've seen Warcraft 3 custom games, you know what I mean? They're not just all making you know, kind of very generic, I don't know. Anyway, so I think those games are more, 0 AD and stuff are more with that in mind, and it makes it a little bit harder for me. But the main thing that sucks about those, there's basically only one bad thing. Everything else, so like 9 out of 10 things are great in that game. Where it's like Warcraft, it's only maybe like 6 out of 10 things. But the one thing is the combat. Like, it's just so boring. 0 AD's combat and play is just so boring compared to Warcraft 3. Oh, and another thing about those games is that they have walls too, which Warcraft 3 does have when you mod them in, but they don't work very well. So it's definitely a lot more functional to make walls in 0 AD and stuff. So that, like I said, 9 out of 10 things work perfectly there. It's just there's no creeps, I guess, is maybe the big thing. Like the combat, it's not really the combat, it's just like the style. Like what do you do besides conquer the enemy? In Warcraft 3, you increase your hero and customize your hero and your units. You know, there's a lot of customization that you can do. There's a lot of like okay, good, that was lucky. A lot of items, really. I mean, just everything to do with inventory and heroes Warcraft 3 is just like that one thing makes it better than everything that it's lacking. Honestly, no walls, fuck it. No navy, I don't care. As long as I have the navy, that's all that I care about. Really awkward AI, I don't even care. Whatever. It's still, you know, you have to suspend the disbelief anyway. It's not ever going to be that challenging. Can't have like a massive amount of players. Oh, and that's the other thing. You can't do that in 0 AD anyway. You can only have 8 players in those games. 6 in a... No, maybe it's 8 for both, actually. I don't remember, but... It's like, if I can just combine both of these games, and I could put a bunch of time into it, and I knew how to do it, I could make my exact... Like, I'd love this. I love a game. It's just like a randomly generated... This is kind of what I was after. The thing about those games, too, it has this feature called Nomad, which, ironically... Leveling challenge, but no, it's called Nomad, and you have like this situation where you basically start with nothing and work your way, and not only start with nothing, but you could start wherever you want. You just move around, right? Now I've seen some Warcraft 3 custom maps with this, but it's not very common, and I don't know how to replicate it in my game. So basically what I did was you just start on a boat, and you can go anywhere along the coast, and the player can choose. But that's not how I would want to do it ideally. I would want to do it more like how it works in that game, where you start with like a bunch of units, and I mean, I guess you can do that in Warcraft 3. The problem is in Warcraft 3, you need like, I don't know. It's native in the other games, in 0 AD and Age of Empires 2 or whatever, and AI like works with it, right? Whereas with this, if I did it in my game, you'd run into creeps or enemies and you just die. You know what I mean? So you need to have some kind of like ceasefire for a while. I don't know. I'm not really sure how you do it. But yeah, I have some really good ideas that I just can't seem to materialize. And if I can just combine the two of them, basically if I could add fish and alternative resources, like I basically had to like hack Warcraft 3 together just to make it so this would even work. Because otherwise, the gold mines, the fact that like you have to have a gold mine to get gold is the worst fucking idea ever for our, like, I don't like that at all. It works good for competitive RTS, but there's only 2 resources and one of them's finite. It's like, no thank you. You know what I mean? So that's kind of a problem. Like in the other games, it's finite too, obviously, but it's a lot less finite. Let's put it that way. Okay, so where's this raptor quest? I think it's this guy. Yeah, this is it. There should be more. There should be a quest to like investigate a caravan, I think. I'm not sure where this would be. Captain Garvey, this is that herbalism quest. Maybe it's from him. It's probably from this guy. But anyway, if I could figure that out, or if I could just find a game that already does exactly what that sounds like it would be. The problem is it's not the case. Like there's no... I can't find one. I literally can't find a game that's like an imperialism game, like a colonial... Honestly, like this might sound very crass, but like if there was just a game about like you know, kind of like a semi-medieval culture coming into America and taking it over, that's exactly what I would want. What am I doing here?
Business is booming.
Oh, that quest is like free experience though. Maybe that's what starts it.
Where there's risk, there's reward.
Where is the... I don't get it. Oh, I already have it. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Yeah, let's go do this one quick too. I didn't realize that you can just vanish on this one too. This is really easy. But yeah, that's like... I don't know. I love WoW and everything else, but... That would have been... Like, that in my Pokemon game, I feel like... And the Crusader Kings mod. There's a lot of things that I've been working on that I wish I could finish up. But sadly, will never happen. I needed to wait for those to respawn. Or despawn. Surely guards are gonna do something, right? I guess not. They just despawn, who cares? But... if I can just take fish... like alternative resources and buildings, like The other thing about Warcraft 3 is the units are just so fucking good. I absolutely adore them. There's so much flavor there. You know, this other, you know, Age of Empires 3 and 2, whatever it is, it's like, it's known for, you know, it's got some flavor to it, like the Wololo thing, but like, the voice lines and the art of Warcraft 3 are just impenetrable. They're just the best. I mean, there's no other, it's amazing. It's like that, Pokemon sprites, and like Final Fantasy Tactics sprites, and that is it. Everything else is behind it. It's just so good. But I just can't shake the idea that the other game would be way better for my idea, my concept, you know? Because it's got so many more native, it's basically got like 90% of what I already want to do implemented. I just have to make the map. But there's no heroes. If there was heroes and an inventory system, we'd be set. But unfortunately, there's not. So obviously Warcraft 3 has some downfalls because of that. But I'd take a hero system and a good inventory system and good, you know, everything else that Warcraft 3 offers, even with its downfalls, because it's just so much more fun. So I don't know. I just need to find out how to write like a proper AI, I guess is the thing. I'm just not. I don't have the time for that one way or the other. Okay, so let's try to kill this rare. Where's the rare gone? Maybe it's not up right now. It runs all around. It might not be up. Otherwise, we kill the named mob. And then we do this quest. And that is pretty much it. We're actually through this a lot quicker than I thought we were going to be. There's still the hyenas up there, but I don't... Can we even do that quest? I'm not actually sure how that works. Like, can I just go up there and pick those up? I imagine the answer might be no. Jesus. God damn, and that had to be a crit, right? Yes, sir. 500 damage. Holy shit. Oh, shit. Okay, let's get him now. Quickly eat up. We got everything going here. Quickly eat up, I said. Taking forever. Fucked it up anyway. I mean, I was hoping to spend a little bit more time on that during this kind of downtime in WoW, but pre-patch is just too fun, man. I like it too much. And then next week starts the Scourge event, which I'm not exactly sure what's gonna happen with that, but I'm sure it'll be interesting. All right, let's eat to full. You still have everything up. I want to wait for this to expire because I don't know if it's going to bug out because he's patrolling and shit. Hopefully this stuff won't respawn. He does have a lot of health, so I want to be as careful as possible. I don't want to waste any damage. Okay. God. Yeah, I honestly can't press the spells fast enough. And this is with 0 haste, right? I mean, I can't even imagine what it would be like at max level. My God, when you have like all that stuff going, it's just insane. I feel like I literally can't die. And this is naked. This is definitely got to be the best spec for this. I don't see what, other than a hunter, like classes that have pets and shit. This has to be the best spec for this because all the different things, like all the different control, and of course the fact that you can track treasures, and rogue in general is just really good stealth. It's gotta be the best class for this. Even though they can be kind of squishy, it's all about control. I feel like just me giving myself the opportunity to win a fight. Like, if you did this on something that didn't have this kind of stuff, there'd be a lot of times where you just can't win fights. Like, when I started this, you know, things have changed a lot anyway since then, but when I started this, there was just some fights that I just can't win. You know, like, you're just not going to win every fight you fight if you don't have gear on, you know what I'm saying? And there was one time very famously, very early in the series, where it was like, this was the most difficult thing I ever done. Honestly, I would say it's probably, because like, I'd say typically, I said this and I remember I made a video about it, and people thought I was joking, but I was serious. I think it was like the best difficulty that ever was presented in the game, because usually, like, if you look at games, you know, certain games, there's like a lot of fake difficulty. Let's put it this way. Pokemon Crystal Kaizo was a game that I compared it to. It's very similar in a couple ways. Extreme difficulty, basically like near impossibility, but you can heavily manipulate things for your like option to succeed. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I might call like a good balance of difficulty, because it's like unfair, but you have the option to outthink the unfairness, and then you're on the even playing field, right? That's a feature that I've been trying to implement in my Pokemon game for a long time. Not anywhere near as aggressively as other games have done it. Well, actually, maybe more aggressively, but more on the side of the player. Usually those games just do that because they're trying to be rude, basically. Like, I would say Pokemon Crystal Kaizo, or the Kaizos in general, are like, they're not there for the player to enjoy themselves. You know what I mean? So I wanted mine to be more about enjoyment than just raw difficulty. But anyway, but then there's other games like Dark Souls, right, where it's like every single thing in the game is dodgeable. You know what I mean? There's no outthinking anything. You just have to play. You have to outskill everything. You know what I'm saying? That's the rare. So it's like stuff like that is the big difference here. The kind of like gradient between one and the other is what I'm talking about. And this scenario in this leveling challenge had exactly a perfect balance. I feel like there was like, first of all, no RNG in the combat. It was I think it was like perfectly, like, it was unfair because I was making it unfair by not wearing any gear, but it was ridiculously difficult. But if I used my control right, I could do it. Like, it's possible. You know what I mean? But there was times when it was like really, really punishing too. Like, fuck, the smallest error. And the big thing about it was kind of gaming the respawns, because that was actually the biggest problem. There was a lot of mobs in the area, and them respawning was GG, obviously. Like, if they respawned, it's over. So I had a lot of problems with that kind of frustration, you know what I mean? But it was all within my control. Like, every single part of it was in my control. I knew I can kill it from the minute I started doing it. Well, at some point while I was doing it, I knew I can do it. You know what I mean? But it was very, very, very difficult. Honestly, I think it was the hardest solo content I've ever done in any game. And it's in this series. So I don't know how many people are watching this, but if you missed it somehow, I made a video on me talking about that clip like a year and a half ago too, because of how insane it was. And that clip didn't, I don't think people fully understood what I was getting at there, but it was a lot of fun. So I don't know what doing that quest would be like now. And, you know, and the other possibility is a lot of that difficulty was because I sucked. You know what I mean? I think a lot of times that happens. Like, I do these challenges, and part of the reason they're challenging is because I suck. And, you know, if somebody was like properly good at this stuff that they were doing, that I was doing, they'd be probably a lot better. They wouldn't have as much problems. But there's also just a numerical difficulty, and that's what that spec, or that it was actually there was another mob kind of right before it, like the quest preceding it was also very difficult, so I might have to do that again someday. Just to see, I haven't done that zone since then, pretty much. It's, the cool thing about this is like you can pretty much always kite. Oh, look at this shit again. This time the mob's a little too fast. And then ideally you would not get auto attack there. Yeah, if this was like a no healing challenge, you can do this. This character would be great for it. Yeah, anyway, long story short, if you're ever looking for a really, really challenging solo content in WoW, probably a naked leveling challenge with a melee. Something that doesn't have like a copious amount of self-healing especially. It was very rewarding. In fact, I'm tempted to see if I can find that clip. I'm interested in reliving it myself, frankly. Let's see. What would it have been called? I think I named it like kind of clickbaity too, so it's probably not helping. Huh. That's interesting. I thought I knew what it would be called, but I can't find it. Maybe this is the hardest. Yeah, this was the hardest thing I've ever done in any game. 15 dislikes.
All right, hey there, guys. It's Metro, and I just completed what I believe to be the most challenging thing I have ever done in any video game experience ever. I mean, I'm not even exaggerating. Like, I'm talking about every like hard type Pokemon ROM hack or game hack I've ever played, including Final Fantasy Tactics 1 3, and all the WoW content I've ever done, including Mythic raid bosses and stuff. This one thing that happened completely by accident, honestly, was without question the hardest thing I've ever done.
And the thing about this is it's not like I said mythic rating, that's probably what pissed people off. Let's see some of the comments. Mads, goddamn, I forgot about this dude. But yeah, like mythic rating is obviously very difficult. Like I should, oh, what the hell is this? There's a quest over here?
What you want?
Oh, what the hell is this? Wapter twaining can be woof, but I'm not reading all this.
Spirits be with you.
Did not know there was a quest here. Okay. Stop it. I'm trying to catch you. But yeah, anyway. It's obviously not harder than mythic rating, okay? But it's mythic rating is like not the same thing. Like it's a group-based thing, right? Like you're not gonna spend like months working on this. But it's very, very difficult kind of for a solo, you know, like it's definitely the hardest thing I've ever done alone, that's for sure, in any game. I should have changed what I said there, I guess. This guy's kind of getting rocked here, huh? Okay, good thing he's running. Now this might actually be a mistake. Well, we dinged anyway. I was gonna say, sometimes if you stun a mob that's running, it stops running and goes back to attacking. Wait, what is this? Oh, the criticals with between the eyes deal 4 times normal damage. I mean, that's cool. I don't think I'm gonna get that lucky. Okay, so what am I looking for? Widow Raptor? What is that? I should have read the quest. No, you use it. Oh, what the fuck? I just stepped on it. Wait, no I didn't. It summoned these raptors, okay. That's a very interesting quest. What the fuck is this quest? Okay. It's gonna keep summoning one anyway, though. So it's gonna keep like aggroing one, I guess is the way to put it. Oh yeah, somebody said using drums is cheating. And I said, yeah, that was my original stance on it too. Either way, when we finally beat it, we didn't use it. I remember going back and buying drums and running out. They barely did anything anyway, to be honest. I thought it would be OP at low level, but it's not. Yeah, less is kind of shitty if you don't do a lot of damage. If you don't have like the prospect of having a lot of damage come from haste, then there's no reason less isn't that good. Yeah, that was a really fun experience, though. 19-minute video.
Way to get threat. Even when he's not done any damage to these mobs, they still seem to aggro onto him for some reason at times. I will do like a full rotation.
Yeah, that was the other problem. Threat. I forgot about this. This is such a weird... Okay, what's going on? Thought I was going to run away, but... Alright, well, we did that quest, too. Has that quest always been there? I guess I've just never seen it. Somehow I've done these quests like 1,000 times, and I've never seen that one.
On the mob, and it will still be attacking him, even though he's not even targeting him. So completely uncontrollable threat. I don't understand how it's working. He must have some kind of taunt that has some kind of CD, because sometimes I can't get him to get threat for the life of him. It's just so inconsistent. This was the reason that this was so difficult, and we'll talk about you know, that in terms of how difficult it works. So I stun that mob. We're looking to just berserk. So the actual ability that I'm using is whenever you use eyes, your next 5 seconds worth of pistol shots cost no energy.
See, I don't even think I could do this anymore, because the pistol shot stun was like the reason I was able to kill the one mob, because it just I think it just did a lot of casting. It was something that I needed to stun, and I remember thinking like, fuck, if I don't stun it at the right time, like that was actually part of it. There was a lot of RNG to the combat as well. It wasn't just, you know, talking a lot about fairness and stuff, but there was like a lot of backwards RNG, like I was talking about with that thread situation, where I just couldn't figure out what was actually going on. And the mobs that he was with as well. I was trying to kill the mobs he was with, and then I think they would respawn, or there was something bizarre about them. So I was trying not to kill them then for a while. It was a fucking mess, honestly. I still can't believe that. Still can't believe I did that, honestly. It was kind of crazy how hard that was. Okay, so that's it. I think we're done with those beast quests now. So what I'm gonna do, I still have that quest. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to, I can't decide. I can go and do these quests, which I know open up more, or I can go, I think I'll just go and find the, see if these quests are back, because I know one of them was to kill hyenas. And that's Beast 2, obviously. So we're basically just looking for experience from Beast right now. And it's 9 o'clock, so we'll just go till 10 one way or the other. And, you know, however far we get, that'll be what we do. Wait, what just happened? Oh, the character just went offline. Well, that's unfortunate. I was not paying attention. Yeah, it's been a long time. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So the character just went offline, meaning that we would have to do a lot of those quests again if we wanted to, but luckily we don't. It's not a big deal. We'll just pick up the ones that give experience and do those if we have to. Some of them were part of a chain though that we won't be able to continue now, because doing them will not give experience a second time. I can't remember how I ended up killing it, but it was pretty wild.
Mental effort on this than any other thing in this game ever, without any question. Because, in a raid fights are very difficult. But you plan around, having 20 people to help you. You don't do everything yourself. There's mechanics that everybody has to do. This, I have to do it all. And I have to play around a ridiculously dumb NPC who is making the fight considerably harder for me. And at the same time, carrying me. Think about that. This NPC is carrying me. But I have to make him carry me. I have to force him
Forgot
into
about
carrying me,
that.
and it's not easy. Luckily, with Vanish, it was easy. And I could see with Feign or maybe Mages and Viz, I don't know when they get these abilities, if they're appropriate here, but you could probably do the same thing. But if you have no way of dropping threat back onto this dude, or maybe a Night Elf actually can do it. That's funny.
Yeah, because there's like 3. Let's just make sure this still works this way. Yeah, see, it doesn't give anything at all. We could do it again, but we're not going to get anything at all from it. Oh, good. Free skinning. But yeah, there was 3 targets. And there was like an NPC who was like meant to like do absolutely insane things. But he did the dumbest things, and he'd constantly like break my CC and do really dumb shit. And he would never have threat. Like, he's supposed to have threat, and he just wouldn't have threat sometimes. I don't know. It was a mess, honestly, a complete mess. But it was so cool because I knew from the get-go, like I knew this was doable. I knew that if I just got a little lucky and timed everything perfectly, that this would be very easy. And or it'd be very doable, and it ended up being very doable. Probably the most rewarding thing too I've ever done. Like, let's put it this way, WoW PvE has an uncanny way of making your pain turn to pleasure. You know what I mean? Like, when you wipe for 400 times on a raid boss and then you kill it, that one pull was more fun than the previous 400 times. Like, it was worth it, is what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? All of a sudden, you're just willing to wipe for weeks and weeks and weeks just for that one moment of success. I don't feel like that happens in any other game. I don't know of another game that's like that. I mean, unless they're trying to copy WoW, honestly. Like, Dark Souls could look like that, but its combat is more like long form success. Like, you know what I mean? It's not like WoW where it's like all strategy and execution. Or I guess strategy and like kind of setting up the execution. In Dark Souls, it's like moment to moment execution, I feel like, you know what I mean? Wait, why are these quests not giving anything?
Smart mouth, huh?
Muddy tracks.
You ever need anything?
Hyena, okay, there we go. 8K, let's go do it. I don't know why that one's not giving anything, like if I just did it. Maybe I'm still on it, maybe? I don't know. But I don't actually know if there's any... Oh, it's because I'm still on this quest, maybe. Which is part of the chain, yeah. Now, otherwise, we could always do a little grinding. Sounds scary to say those words out loud, but I don't want to end too early here, but it looks like I'm going to have to. I mean, I guess I could run to Winter Spring while we're waiting. Oh wait, we don't even have to do that. We're not doing a Nomad leveling challenge. We're doing a regular, no holds barred, just no gear leveling challenge. Yeah, this spec is pretty fucking powerful. When you got everything going, it is powerful. Sweet. He's gonna die pretty quick, and it's a pretty short quest, so it doesn't really. Ideally, we'd get to 300, but we have plenty of time for that. I'm in no rush. We got 5 more levels basically to get there, so we'll definitely do it. And unfortunately, I have to get to 300 skinning before I finish this playthrough. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to sit there at max level and do it with Chromie time, and I don't plan on doing that. I wouldn't mind like the last episode me. Shit. Wouldn't mind the last episode me going and trying to solo BWL naked. I don't think it's gonna be difficult, but you never know. I can't imagine it would be, but we'll see. I tried to do BWL at level like 36 or something like that on that hunter, and my god, is that hard. It's just not, like, I don't do enough damage, so it's definitely not a place meant for one person, let's put it that way. I keep getting like locked out of my, just completely stunned out of the game basically. Like literally there's these 3 trash mobs that I just, I'm sure you know the dungeon well, but it's like you just can't, if they stun you once, it's over. The fight's over. You're gonna die. This really makes me want to try this on a warrior though, or something with like way less sustain, and just see how it goes. I would do it like maybe like, you know, I've learned a lot about this now, so I would try to maybe like be as cheesy as I can, you know, like spend a lot of time in certain zones with party sync and all that. But I just don't think I'm gonna have enough time. As of right now, I'm recording this. This expansion comes out right here, so I basically have a week, right? No, it comes out right here. Yeah, we have 2 full weeks. Over 2 full weeks to finish any leveling challenges we're doing. And I kind of want to take that last week off. I just want to not play WoW for a little bit there because I know it's going to be pretty, we're going to be playing a lot of WoW, let's put it that way. Yeah, this is not, should have probably healed. These are not the mobs that we were fighting before where they just don't do anything. These guys are actually pretty dangerous for some reason. Just blind, I guess. Take the luck out of it. But yeah, what I was saying about difficulty, I think is an important lesson. Like, there's a balance of good luck and good skill, and this thing, like, 50-50. I think it was dead. It was, well, maybe it wasn't 50-50, but it was exactly what I want. Maybe it was like 70 skill and 30 luck, but it was exactly what I want. I could not have designed it better, and it probably would have been different if I came there at a different level or on a different character. It was just so lucky. I just got, like, that was the perfect suggestion. I think Cop was the one who recommended it too. It was like the perfect everything, like the perfect storm of difficulty. And yeah, I honestly don't think it could have gotten any better, for real. It was like 4 hours of attempts too. I remember spending like a whole session on the one quest. And there was like 2 or 3 quests before it too that were extremely difficult. They weren't as difficult because the one especially didn't involve an NPC. I basically just had to use my rogue skills really well. But that was like, the NPC was the hardest part basically. Okay, well that's I mean, I guess, hold on a second. No, we definitely did that quest already. I was gonna say we can just do it again now with party sync, but okay, so that's pretty much it. Is there any other quests in this zone? So we could either go here. Well, we have a flight path. Yeah, I guess we can do that. Problem is it's 9:30. How long have we been going? An hour only. I'm pretty tired, honestly.
What's shaking?
I don't even. Okay, all right. That's what we'll do. We'll just run. We don't actually have the flight path anyway, so we have to run one way or the other. We're gonna run to Winter Spring. We're gonna run to Winter Spring, and that'll be it. Or do I want to stay here and do it again? Maybe I'll run to Winter Spring and fly back just so I can get the flight path. I wouldn't mind doing Winter Spring, but I wanted to like level longer. So next time, what I could do is come back here and do this all again, and then go to Winter Spring and do that twice. That sounds like a good idea, actually. Definitely. So I'd have to go to Winter Spring, turn party sync off, then do all those quests, and then turn it back on and do it a second time. But we'd start here, so. Yeah, I think that's what we're doing. We did get, I mean, we were at what, like 170 when we started, and we're up to 230 already, so yeah, it's just I didn't even go out of my way. Like, there was maybe 1 or 2 kills that I didn't need to kill, but for the most part, it went perfectly. So, But I don't think that's going to be rivaled. I think that was a very unique situation, and I think even if I went back there now, it probably wouldn't be anywhere near as difficult. Not because I've even gotten any better at the class. It's just the character has gotten so much more strong, like so many more power elements added to it, you know. So, but I don't know. We'll see. The thing is, like, if I did, the problem is, like, I think I would be setting myself up for, like, a lot of pain with Warrior and stuff. Because I don't know what I would even do as a Warrior. Like, honestly, like, there's no abilities. You don't have any abilities that would help you. I think, actually, like, Warrior might be one of the hardest to level in the whole game right now. Not that any of them are hard, you know what I mean? That's the thing. What's up here? Oh, is this the entrance to Warsong Gulch? Yeah, I think it is. I never actually knew where it was, this horde. Yeah, this is where it is. Huh. I love Battlegrounds. I wish they were more active. You could buy gear that's, like, actually good. Huh. There's actually transmog too, yeah. Oh, shit. What the hell is that? Looking like Van Cleef some shit there.
For the horde.
But, like, let's put it this way here. I'm gonna show you, not that it's gonna matter, but... Oh, wait. How do you even queue for a solo one now? Oh, here we go. Can I queue for more than one? Oh! I'm in a group, I forgot. We don't need to do that anymore. Since we're party synced. Since we're done party syncing, I mean. So let's queue for Warsong Gulch alone. Just Warsong Gulch. Oh, that's a 5-minute queue, actually. Maybe more people are doing these leveling battlegrounds. It's probably the case. What about Korak's Revenge? But, like, this is ridiculous. Like, getting a single... Here. What about a battle for Winter Grasp? 16 minutes? That's actually not bad at all. What the fuck? Very interesting. I don't know. I queued for Korak's Revenge and it was like a 30-minute queue. It's kind of ridiculous. I mean, I don't... So just nobody... 21 minutes. Are you kidding me? What's it for Alliance? I wanted to do some of that tonight, but I just forgot, actually. Started doing this instead. I'm freaking exhausted, though. I didn't sleep well last night, and I played golf for the first time in like 2.5 weeks, so... Played okay. Did not record, so I might as well say I shot 88 today, which is not bad. Been hovering around the mid-80s the last few times we played, but we took a couple weeks off, and the first few holes were bad. Double bogey on the first hole, not great. But, our second shot was, like, not even... Like, we hit it, like... I thought I hit them both well, and they were just super short. It just wasn't generating any club head speed, and I was like completely, I guess maybe like out of practice. I don't know. I didn't pick up where I left off. Let's put it that way. Last time I played, it was my best round ever. So. I'm surprised there's not been any baseball news, though. It's been very quiet. Are they still gonna do the winter meetings? I guess not. I assume they weren't gonna do them, so I thought things would move a lot quicker. But we don't even know if there's gonna be a season next year. Like, who knows? We don't even know like when anything's gonna happen with baseball, so spring training would be probably not even happening. I bet there probably won't even be a spring training, honestly. I remember that's when everything fell apart in the first place, was spring training. Oh. Yeah, we were gonna go to Silithus, weren't we? Oh wait, no, that was the other playthrough. Forget it. I was just thinking, oh, we could go to Silithus. There's a lot of grinding there, or a lot of skinning there. But no, that's the other playthrough. I'm doing a couple of these at a time. I remember thinking about going to Silithus, but I was not on this character. Ironically, I was in the Barrens on both of them. That's what made me think about it. Having a lot of fun leveling characters. What can I say? What can I say? I definitely want to finish this one though. We're gonna finish this one tomorrow, I think, or this week for sure. I don't know if we could finish it in one more session. Probably not. I have to get a new router. Something's wrong. I hope this is the router, because if it's not, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Just like randomly drop internet, and it seems to only happen when I'm uploading or streaming. I never see it happen when I'm just playing. So I really hope there's something wrong with the router, and I'm starting to think like there might be, because I remember this something similar happening a while ago. Like, I was looking back at emails, and I guess I was very pissed about it not being fixed, and that's what led me to just basically, like, you know, I should sit on the phone with somebody for 2 hours. But last time I did that, they just kept walking me through all this basic nonsense, and I was like, no, you don't understand. Like, I need to get this fixed. And they're like, no, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to help you. It's like, this isn't gonna fucking fix it, dude. I've done all this shit already. Like, are you I don't know why they even waste time with this. It's like demeaning. And I guess it's like, oh yeah, this is a good zone too. I guess it's like, well, you know, they assume probably, well, it's probably not even an assumption. Probably like 90% of the people who call there are just idiots, you know what I mean? And they're just placating them or giving them the least. Like, to me, it felt like they were just trying to get me to forget about it. You know what I mean? It's like, I can't, the problem isn't happening right now, but it's a fucking problem. I need it to get fixed. You know what I mean? And I think what was wrong was the router. I think that was how they fixed it. I think they came and made a new router, or gave me a new router. They call it a gateway because it's like a multi-purpose device, but I think that was what they did last time too. Somebody actually came and did it. But, I don't know, I talked to somebody on Twitter, which is how they do their tech support now, which I think is funny. I have to talk to somebody on Twitter. Either that or you can call, I guess, still, but I don't like calling. I just can't be asked holding the phone like this. Just doing this, oh, it just hurts my neck, honestly. I think I injured my neck, though, to be honest. Like, I don't think it's supposed to hurt your neck like that. But just holding the neck like that for 3 hours, waiting for the phone call. If I could set it up through my mic and Discord and shit, I wonder if you could. That would be interesting, actually. Then I'd just be able to play WoW the whole time. That's some of my, like, it's just anxiety. I have a lot of social anxiety at times with certain things, and for some reason phone calls are just, there's no good phone calls. Does anyone disagree with that? Like, I don't feel like I ever have a good phone. If I'm talking to somebody that I want to talk to, we're talking in Discord, right? Like, I've never been on the phone with somebody that I want to talk to. Like, ever, honestly. Even, like, when I was a kid, I think. A lot of times phone calls were just, like, formalities. Like, hey, can I come over? Ask your mom. You know what I mean? Like, that, like, level. I've always felt like that, like, pre-established communication was just, like, never needed, ever. Especially for the scenario I just described. Like, can I come over? Oh, too bad, I'm already fucking here. What are you gonna say? No? You know what I mean? Like, that's what, we were just talking about that a while ago. My uncle. Well, actually, I guess it was a bit from Sebastian Maniscalco, right? Yeah, it wasn't his bit. But he was basically telling, like, jokes about how, Sebastian Maniscalco was telling jokes about how, like, when he was younger, people would always stop by the house all the time. And it would be, like, this big, like, oh, get the food out, you know, whatever, all these things, like, we're company, we're entertaining company all of a sudden, you know, just sporadically people would show up. And that was, like, perfectly, like, okay. And I remember this, too. All the time I'd be at my grandma's, and she was, like, beloved in her community, and, like, people would just show up all the time and thank her for, it's like she was big in the church, and she lived right next to the church, so people would just stop by and ask, like, what time mass was, and all that, you know, I mean, I just remember sitting there, like, playing with Legos, and there'd just constantly be, like, a stream of people knocking on the door, and it was, like, normal, you know, it was, like, and she had no problem with it, like, that was probably better than anything, you know what I mean, like, if she was alive today, like, in modern day, she probably wouldn't even know what to do with herself, be quiet all day long. Nobody ever did anything. Nobody called, you know? So anyway, his bit was that, like, now if somebody's knocking on the door, he's like, if you hear a knock on the door now, you're like, everybody like jumps, like they hide. They're like, who is it? You're like freaking out, basically, like if they're gonna get robbed or something like that. But that's how it is. Like, that's legitimately how it is. It's the same way with phone calls. Like, the only time I ever get a phone call is when it's somebody who I don't want to talk to. Not even that, I mean like a pestering friend or something like that. No, nobody. If all my friends communicate with Discord, I don't know anybody who doesn't. Not a single person. Besides, or I mean a text message maybe too. You know, like, everybody I would want to talk to is not going to call me. Let's put it that way. Almost never. Or at least be like, hey, I need to talk to you first. Can we talk? Nobody calls unprompted. There's never any like spur of the moment things like that. You know what I mean? So I have this almost like registered anxiety with this situation of being on the phone. It's just never good, never pleasant. I don't think it's ever pleasant. Mostly because I feel like there's something wrong with my neck. Like, I have trouble. I honestly think I did hurt it though from playing golf, because I take like this violent swing and it just like my shoulders kind of like, I don't know. Anyway, but so yeah, like holding the phone, like this is how you'd play WoW, right? Yeah, oh, great, sure. What was that? Oh yeah, I like pie. I like apples. Apples, yeah, the fruit. Okay. Oh, it's falling. Hold on. Don't let it fall. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, fuck. No, thank you. I don't. Can't be asked doing that. In fact, I think the last time I was on the phone with somebody I wanted to talk to, I had set up a headset and shit. Like, my phone came with like a headset thing, and that's like the only way I was able to even talk to them, because it was just like, I cannot hold this phone to my ear for 3 hours or whatever this conversation is going to be, you know? Like, that's the thing about Discord. Like, you can literally just sit in Discord for 5-6 hours, and it never feels like you're on the phone. It never feels like you're in an inconvenient situation. But to sit on the phone for like even 30 minutes with Comcast is just, I just can't do it. There's no way. It just does, it makes me like nervous to even think about doing it. Because I'd just be sitting there thinking about everything that's going to happen on that phone call, because I can't do anything else. You know what I mean? I would, at least I feel like I can't. Whoa, what the hell? Oh. I thought it was actually raining in Winter Spring. That's a bit buggy, isn't it? Or is it? Yeah, look at that. Wow. It's like raining in Fellwood, and we're still in Fellwood. But I could see to Winter Spring, so the rain's happening there too. I think that's just a little buggy, because this should be Winter Spring right here. Yeah, that should definitely be Winter Spring. Huh, it's really weird. Well, I'll tell you, it's not raining here, that's for sure. It never friggin' snows here either. That's another thing that sucks. I really wish it would snow here. But it never does. Winter Spring, that is, not where I live. I don't necessarily wish it wouldn't snow where I live, but I was hoping to play more golf, but I think I'm just going to be done with it. Today was fun, but it's like very different playing golf at this time of year. It's like friggin' the sun is like right there. It was so weird. I got there at 9 o'clock and the sun was still like that. It's like, is the sun never in the sky in the fall? I played the whole round and like I was squinting with every shot. It's like, and like the cart was creating these like very fine like shadows. So I had to pull the cart like 50 yards back. Otherwise, this very, 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 very big shadow is going to be all over the fairway. It's very strange. I don't know if it was just because someone else is like on top of a mountain, but it wasn't a pleasant experience, honestly. I had fun golfing, but I didn't have fun being outside, other than it being warm out. It was actually warm out today for the first time in a couple weeks, and it's going to stay like that. I think it's going to be like that again Monday, but I don't think I'm going again. I was going to think about going Monday again, but I think that's enough for a while. I just don't know when I would go again at this point, because I can't stand the winter, honestly. Can't stand being cold. And going outside, that doesn't help. In my experience. From what I've seen, let's put it that way. Okay, and there's also a quest back here to kill the bears. But we don't need to do that. Okay, so anyway, we're gonna go here, get the flight path. The quests are up there. And then there's some quests here to do the Yeti stuffs. And there's probably other quests in the zone that are against Beast, but I don't feel like they're worth it. Definitely cannot do... I don't know, I definitely did this zone naked on the Druid. Wait, where the hell am I? Oh yeah, well there could be a rare here. Also a chest, I think. You went the wrong way. That chest down here? I am tracking, yeah, find treasure. Didn't see a lot of chests today. Didn't see any. But yeah, I did level the Druid through the zone. Last expansion's pre-patch. See, look at how long this is, by the way. 15 minutes already, and Warsong Gulch hasn't popped. But yeah, I did one Druid last expansion, so like over 2 years ago now, and it was a lot of fun. It was like a good step into this. Guardian Druid was really good for this because they have Incapacitating Roar. Incapacitating Roar is basically like a poor man's bleed or a blind. Just restart, you know what I mean? You could pop it and just restart basically. Plus, I really like the fact that they have such strong range damage. It's almost like a better version of Pistol Shot, honestly. It doesn't do as much as Pistol Shot. I mean, Pistol Shot probably does more damage anyway, but obviously Pistol Shot helps you generate resources. But it didn't even matter to me. Like, just running around and spamming Moonfire over and over again felt really engaging. Which probably doesn't say a lot about my attention span, but... yeah, so I don't know. Druid's fun. It's just little... It's too similar to this, I think, honestly. This is what led me to want to start Rogue, because I was like, oh, Stealth is really good. Let's try Rogue, you know? Okay, so where's this? Oh, you know what we could do? We could set our Hearth here. That would be a good option. Our Hearth is still set to Feralus, isn't it? Yeah. Fender, we don't need any of the leather. Literally all we're doing is getting an elixir. Anyway, all we're actually doing is getting...
I have a deal for you.
Oh, what the fuck is that? I don't think I've seen that before.
Hurry back.
What is that? Now here's an interesting one. It says that members of the Horde should talk to Okrilla at Dreadmaul Hold. I didn't even know that the Horde held Dreadmaul Hold. I guess this Okrilla requires help fighting some ogres and the Alliance. If you think she'd already have her hands full with all the demons on there, you'd think. The best way to Dreadmaul Hold is to cross the Great Sea, then to take the road south from the Swamp of Sorrows. You interested?
Good one.
Take the portal from Nordrassil to Orgrimmar. What the fuck? That's interesting. Yeah, it's got like a fully like... I'd say like a smart system in the game now for travel. Like if you can take a portal, it will always suggest it, and it will give you reference based on where you are. So it's assuming that I can even get to... Because I should have flying by now, I guess. It's assuming that I can even get to... Guess we'll go to the crossroads. Ratchet's probably the better play. Since we want to do that quest again. But anyway, it's assuming that I could even get to Mount Hyjal, and then I would take the portal from there to the Orgrimmar area. It's pretty interesting stuff. I'm kind of surprised that it's that like that specific, I guess. I figured it would just be like, go to Orgrimmar, you know? Like, take any portal to Orgrimmar. I guess it's gonna find, like, the best portal. I don't know, they put a lot of effort into this system, and everybody just shit on it because they removed the Caverns of Time portal at the time. I don't know why they gave it back. I don't know why they did, because it didn't need to be. There's a fucking portal to Uldum. You didn't need that, too. But anyway, yeah, everybody was, like, pissed. How am I gonna farm shit from 15 years ago without the Caverns of Time portal? It's like, you're gonna fly from fucking Uldum like everybody else does. Alright, let's go capture the flag, huh? Nah. Let's not. But that was a, what, a 20-minute queue? Probably like 16, 17-minute queue. So, I don't know how the hell you'd get the reps. I can't even imagine what it would be like. I mean, other than as a line. Whoa, what is that? Huh. Other than as a line. Oh my fucking god, that's a hell of a drop, huh? And there's like green trees along here too. But yeah, if you were Alliance, maybe the queues would be quicker, but I don't know. You have to win to get rep, don't you? I don't even know how rep works in those battlegrounds. Well, I think this is probably good though. We got a minute. Well, we'll just let it play out. Wait, what is that? It's just a. This is a. I was gonna say we have a minute until we get there, but that's not what this is. This is a minute until the battleground starts. The battleground that I left starts. I think that's enough though. We will be back and hopefully have a another episode tomorrow. I'm gonna get a new router tomorrow, so hopefully it works. I don't know. I've never bought a new router. Do I have to change the passwords and IDs? I don't have any idea how that works. So hopefully everything goes well with that. But yeah, we'll see.